Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. My name is Yakaba from Plain Tables Camp in Philly. Now, this is a video on how I do YouTube videos. All right, there's a lot of different ways you can, record audio and video. This is the way that I do it. This is the basics on how to do a YouTube video on a desktop computer. Now, the videos that we do are religious videos, so it's not going to be too many, graphics and everything involved in it. So this is the basics on what you would need in a PC. All right, you need audio monitors here, a microphone, an audio interface, XLR cable. And I do have setups where you can use USB mics. All right, so that's the basics, like the hardware, what you need. All right, so I break how I do videos down into like 4 or 5 parts. You have a motive or idea. All right, then you would research and gather information on your motive or idea. Then you would organize your information that you gathered. Then you would edit it. Then you would export it or process the video. All right, so the motive or idea that we have, what I have, is based around this video here. All right, so the software I use to record the screen is XSplit. They have other software. You have free software. You have Camtasia. They have OBS, and they have OBS Stream Labs, which is based off of OBS. And you have more. Just do a search and find what software you want to use. All right. So this is the idea I have. Is based around. It says Tucker, Democrats have abandoned their body, my choice argument, and they have. Now with the jab, the vampire shot, now they're compelling you to do it. It's not your body, your choice anymore. And that's what I always thought. I thought we had the choice. All right. So I have a dual monitor setup. So when I press record, I can just drag. I'm going to show you the other screen. You're going to have to look at this video if you're driving. It might do you a little disservice. All right. So I can, that's the record right there. And I can take a snapshot right here, or a screenshot of the video or my desktop. All right. So I'm going to let the video play. Now let me go back. So when I'm letting the video play, hope you can see this. I can press this mute button. This microphone right here, I can press the mute and can't hear anything when I press that mute. And you'll see the audio wave just turn gray. So I can press that button on a separate screen to mute the audio. Or some microphones may have the like a on-off button or a mute button. Or you can turn the gain all the way down on your microphone, on your audio interface. But you got to be careful with that, because some get even when you turn it all the way down, it's still picking up audio. So you make sure when you want it muted, it's actually muted. All right. So I'm gonna mute my microphone, and I'm gonna let the video play to about a minute, and then we're gonna talk about the video. All right. One more thing, you want to make sure the volume is exactly where you want it. So you have the better you do the video initially, the less editing time it's going to take when you go back to edit your video. So I'm going to mute it on my other screen. All right. And play the video.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Here's an interesting observation / theory. The slogans they yell the loudest are the ones they believe the least. We've been noticing that recently. Volume is inversely proportional to sincerity. Maybe you scream it because you don't really believe it. Why do we think this? Well, here's why. The very same people who've told us for decades now that it's my body, my choice, and seem to mean it when they said it, those same people abandoned their own argument immediately when COVID arrived. Suddenly, on a dime, they turned and they were demanding that we wear the mask and get the shot. But these were not optional suggestions. They weren't deeply personal decisions to be made according to the dictates of individual conscience after consulting with family, physicians, and clergy. They weren't between you, your doctor, and God. No, not at all. These were mandates. All of a sudden, Democrats were arguing that actually politicians do get to decide what you do with your body. It's their choice, not yours. Inject these powerful drugs whether you want to or not because we own you.
All right, so I let that play, so you can talk about the video now. I went back to my other screen and unmuted it.
Whatever else that is.
All right, now if you don't mute it, then you're gonna have like the double voice going on there. It's gonna be just slightly delayed, and you can't edit that out. All right, so make sure you have the microphone muted because it's recording. Unless you have another like two softwares were doing recording at the same time, you can kind of match the audio up with the timeline on the video. All right, so, and I have scriptures already pulled up. All right, so the research that I gathered was also scriptures. So I gathered video and I gathered scriptures also. All right, so I have three scriptures. Let's start with Timothy. All right, this is Timothy 2, 2 Timothy 3 and 1. It says, know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, and truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. All right, now I'm applying this to Esau for the truce breakers, because I'm trying to prove that, you know, Esau, he'll say one thing, but then he'll do a completely other thing. And remember, the Edomites, they've always had these qualities: false accusers, fierce. They're a bunch of devils. All right. Now you have also among our people that have these same qualities, and you can see that their word is starting to degenerate into nonsense. As we move farther into these prophecies, there have to certain groups like ISUBK, IUIC, GOCC, they're gonna have to answer about the current events that's going on, and some of them are even telling you to comply with this shit. All right, so we're gonna look up truce breakers. All right, this is blueletterbible.org. Let me reduce the size of it. I just blow it up so you can see it. You know, if you're actually watching a video and not, you know, driving or whatever. So you can click the tools button right there, and you can get the Greek words, and you can do the same thing for the Hebrew also. So the word I'm focusing, I got the right word, yeah, focusing on is right here, truce breakers. I already have it up already. So you can click the X and go back down to normal. All right, we got aspandos. All right, which means of things not mutually agreed upon, abstinences that cannot be persuaded to enter into a covenant, implacable. Let's look that up. Implacable. All right. Cannot be persuaded to enter into a covenant. So it was at one point where, you know, Esau was saying, well, you don't got to wear that thing on that diaper on your face. Things aren't going to be, you know, forced upon you. Experimental drugs. Now they switched the script. He said one thing, and then he broke it. He broke the treaty. He broke the covenant. All right, truceless, truce, implacable, a truce breaker. All right. Another technique I use is you can highlight a phrase or a word. All right. You can go search for truce breaker. Search Google for truce breaker. I'm using Google Chrome. All right. There you can give you different information. You can look up truce breaker or whatever you clicked on. Another thing I do is I can double click on a word. It says with mutual action, a mutual relationship. All right, I can double click on the word and it'll come up, and I can mutually. And now you should hear like a double voice because I have the microphone audio going into the microphone and the computer's also recording it, so you get double audio with a slight time delay. All right, that's why you hear it like that. Whenever you playing audio, that's going to bleed into your microphone. I'm going to mute the audio when it's significant, not like doing that. You don't have to mute it when I'm reciting the word. Now, how do I do that? Oh, one more thing. Also, I highlight things too. I can click the edge of the word and I can drag over it while I'm holding the left click, and I can right click and I can use this highlighter, and that helps me keep track of certain like words and phrases. All right, now how do I do that? You just type in Google Chrome extensions, and then type in dictionary. And then different dictionaries extensions will come up. And my dictionary didn't come up, so I'm gonna put more extensions. And this is the one I use right here, Google Dictionary by Google. I can click the mouse wheel and it opens up another tab instead of going into the page. All right, and that's how when you see me click a word, it'll come up like that. So it'll make like the video go faster instead of having to cut and paste or type a word in manually. I can just do that. All right, now you can use whatever dictionary you want. All right, but I found this one to be one of the best dictionaries. All right, and I can go back and I can put in highlighter. All right, it came up. All right, it's the highlighter I use, super simple highlighter. See, it says added there. That means I already have it. I'll click the mouse wheel and it opens up another tab. It says remove Chrome, because I already have it. Super simple highlighter. It gives you examples of how it was used. And coincidence, George Orwell, 1984. He wrote other books also. All right. So I can go back to, let's say, Tucker's. And I can click on a word and it'll come up, and you can click the voice to actually pronounce the word. All right, so this is all accessed through Google Chrome extension. So when you want to add it, type in Google Chrome extensions, and you have to have obviously the browser also. We have John 10 and 5. It says, and a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. Yeah, if Esau telling us to get take drugs, we're not gonna take drugs no matter what, no matter if they try to shut us out of everything. All right, Yahweh Shai is our secure. He's going to feed us when we can't go to supermarkets anymore, if they go through with it. It seems like they're very likely to extend it to all places of business, but we'll see. All right, and now you can still go to the supermarket and shop and all that. All right, and we're gonna go down. 27, it says, my sheep hear my voice, John 10:27, and I know them and they follow me. All right, so it's impossible for the elect to be deceived by Satan. All right, Satan has his goal is to destroy as many of the Lord's people, and people in general, of the Lord's people, as possible. All right, and he's not going to be able to do that. He's only going to be able to get whom the Lord already released to him. The Lord's elect can't. It's impossible for the Lord's elect to follow the voice of a stranger. See, Yahushua said it right here. And a voice and a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. All right. All right. Do you have Proverbs 5:3? For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. All right. Now, the strange woman is a different spirit, different information that we did not receive. That's different from the teachings of Yahushua, the prophets, and the Holy Bible. That's a strange woman, or another Jesus, as it is written. All right, we go down to 6. It says, lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Capable of being moved. So I'm going to look up movable. See what's there in the Hebrew. We'll close that out. I use a mouse wheel to click so it can open up another tab instead of going into it. All right, we got Nawai, which means to totter, shake, reel, stagger, wander, to move, to shift. All right, what, to a different wisdom. A vagabond, always moving around. First they say you don't gotta wear it, then you gotta wear it. You don't gotta take the vampire shot. Now you gotta take the vampire shot to be included in certain activities in the world. All right, so Esau's he's the devil. Pure and simple. 2 Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so to find this, you have to just type in search engine King James Apocrypha online, and this should come up. King James Apocrypha online. All right, now this, you can reduce the text size. As you can see, it getting smaller. Increase the text size. All right. You can search for different scriptures here. I can go to Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, and I'll bring it up. Now, if you click on the verse, it's going to go to just. Oh no, it went to it. Let's see. So I was just going to go to display the verse. All right, yeah. So it'll actually go to the actual verse. Okay, cool. All right. So. We got the idea. We did the research. We gathered the information and spoke about the information. Organize the information. You just put things in like a folder, like name the folder. This is how I do YouTube videos, and then drag and drop all your media, which is your audio, video, and pictures, into one folder so everything can be organized. All right. Now we're gonna go to edit the video. All right, now since I'm still recording, I can't actually drag the recorded file in to software I'm using, but I'll show you what I'm using. I'm using Filmora. You can research and find whatever software works for you. And when you want to download videos, these are two things I use to download videos. I use 4K video downloader, I think that's what it's called, and I use free download manager, and you can get more perks if you pay for the subscription. All right, and you get a limited 29 downloads for the day. You just copy the YouTube link and paste it there. All right, same thing here. Well, this, you just add the plus, and the last thing that you cut is going to display here in this box. All right, so this is what I use. Sometimes one won't work and the other one will, depending on the video you're trying to download. All right, so always have two. All right, really you should have two of everything. All right, have two video editing softwares, two I have like 6 mics. Well, I only got 1 computer though. Well, I got a cell phone. 2 downloads video softwares. All right, and I have more than 1 browser, obviously. All right. All right, so you're going to drag. We got all the scriptures out the way. All right, that's done. And we got that. So this is that. So you're going to drag everything into the this box here under media. Again, it's going to be different with different software you use, but this is how you use this one. All right, so we're going to. Now I would drag that in there, but that's still recording, so I can't drag that. So we're going to find practice 2 practice clips. All right, and show you how to use a timeline. So when you drag it down here, it's rush hour, obviously. All right, now when it plays, I'm gonna mute the mic. Let that play.
Follow the rich white man.
Exactly, now you're learning. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut. Now, in our case, we know who the rich white man is. Stephen Ring.
Who?
Stephen Ring, the hotel billionaire. I saw him on Ricky Tan's boat. When the shooting started, he was way too cool. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. When people
All right, so we're gonna drag another video in, Tucker Carlson's video. All right. So you can detach audio, right click, detach audio, and always make sure you know your mic is on. You don't be speaking into a mic, and you know you're not picking up audio. So that's the benefit of having dual screens. So I can just look over on my left side and I can see my screen with my recording software on there. All right, detach audio. All right. So of course you want to keep it together so it can be synced. All right, now there's quite a few things you can do with this, but you know you can really just look up how to use this software. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you want to, let's say, speed up or slow a clip down, you can select it. Well, let me take it out and bring it back in. So I think after you detach the audio, it doesn't like sync when you do this. So pull the clip in. Oh. Okay. Pull the clip in. Control the edge. You see the little there's a clock there, and you just drag it, and it'll speed the clip up. All right, and you can do the opposite way. Pull it the other way. Well, you gotta select both of them because I detached the audio and video. All right, hold control. This is on a Windows computer, and then drag the edge, and then go slower.
Follow the rich white man. All
right, so I can Control Z to bring it back to the original state. All right, and you can add the transitions. I can transition between videos. Flash. Let's do the flash. And if this area is too small, you can just click over here and then zoom in so you can actually see. And then you have down here, you have this bar down here. You can scroll. All right, to pull it down further, the timeline left or right, or forward through time and reverse back through time. So watch it.
cool. Now, I'm gonna tell you something.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson.
All right, let me mute the mic so you can see that.
Cool. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. People.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Here's an interesting observation slash.
Different, software is going to be different how you cut. Like if you make a mistake or you want to take something out, this is how Filmora does it. You can just drag it over timeline and push that. Others you may maybe select it, pull the timeline somewhere, and press a key, and it'll separate. All right, but that's how Fillmore splits the track. You can also group it. Let's see. Select it, right click, and group, or as you see a shortcut, it says Control G, and you can group it. So now it's back together again. All right, so that's pretty much the basics of how to do a video. Let's see. You can click that button to get everything within the view of the timeline editor. So it says fit. If you export, you name the video. Settings, you can get the I always use HVAC. More than likely it's going to be 1080p. That's 1920. And it's going to take the resolution of the first video you drag in. You can change that. But this video, I believe, is 720p video, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Tucker's is a 720p video. I'm not sure what the rush hour clip was, but it was more likely 1920 800, 24 frames, and you can alter that. Make sure it's going to the right file location, and then export. Now we got one more part, so that's where editing comes in at. All right, I was going to show you the music thing. All right, you want to add music to your video. So I would do it. Now, if you want to use copyrighted music, I don't have any issues with like symphonic music. But if you want to use like hip hop, rock beats, and all that stuff, you might have an issue with that, or like recording artist songs, I should say. All right, might have an issue with that. So you want to make sure the whole thing when you're adding like audio, additional audio, which is to complement the video, it's not to be the main. It's not the main audio. All right, so I'm going to go back to media. No. Pull in something I've used in the past. All right. Now, the bigger the file and the slower your hard drive is, the longer that'll take. But my hard drive wasn't spinning because I had that on the spinning hard drive. I don't have that on my solid state hard drive. So when it's asleep and it's not spinning fast enough, it's gonna take a little while. Man. But if you're using your solid state hard drive, it'll just flow right up. All right. So I use his. This is copyrighted. All right. So normally how YouTube treats it when I use symphonic music is they'll say you can't monetize a video, but they'll allow you to use it. All right. I've never had problems with in symphonic music. All right. And that's all I use anyway. All right. Let's mute that. Okay, so you never want the additional music or additional sound to overtake your voice. All right. So you can either scroll, just grab the line, pull it down. This is on Filmora. Manually like that, or you can double click on the audio bar and adjust it like this. All right, whatever's easier for you. So let's test this out.
Now you're learning. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut. Now in our case, we know who the rich white man is. Stephen Ray. Who?
Follow the rich white man.
Exactly, now you're learning. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut. Now in our case...
Yeah, so if it's too loud, just go back and readjust it. Yeah, and you can actually type it in too. So type in -25. It depends on how loud it started off with. That depends on how low you're going to bring it down. So -25. Let's mute my mic.
Follow the rich white man.
Exactly, now you're learning. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut. Now in our case, we know who the rich white man is. Stephen Ring.
Who?
Stephen Ring, the hotel billionaire. I saw him on Ricky Tan's boat. When the shooting started, he was way too cool. And I'm gonna tell you something, when people...
So I've never had an issue with this type of music being used, but if you can't use it, they'll tell you right there, just keep it on private. And they'll either say it's blocked or it can only be viewed in certain countries. Same thing with like video, copyrighted video clips. Like this is a copyrighted video clip. All right, and they'll either say you can use it or they'll block it. You have like the red or yellow eye mark. All right, and you can just you can test it, keep it on private and upload it, or have a separate YouTube channel that you have clips on that you test the clips out, test the audio, test the video. Now again, it's copyrighted material, so they can do whatever they want at any time. See what they're doing with this damn vampire shot. They just flip flopping. All right, so always be careful and test the clips before you upload the video. Another thing you can do is to make a simpler video. You can drag a photo in, just do like a voiceover. You click the mic or however your software works, tap record. Make sure the microphone's right, and if you have audio already on the clip you just put in, you can mute it right here, but this is just a picture. So you can say record, and you can say this is how they have Iran surrounded with US military forces. You can click stop and go back, play, and you can say this is how they have Iran surrounded with US military forces. Alright, you can stretch the picture out for as long as you need it to, and you can do a video like that. It's a lot simpler, straightforward. You can just get a picture that explains what the topic is. And you can say this is how they have Iran. Let me mute my mic. The video. And you can say this is how they have Iran surrounded with US military forces. Alright, so I did the video. I dragged the main video back in and say I want to add something else to it like I'm doing now. Alright, just chopped it, inserted a picture or another clip or video. Alright, and then we started recording audio over it. Alright, now I would have this screen on my second monitor, and I would have I would have this screen here, and my second monitor I could have the information that I'm actually looking at, or vice versa. Alright, because you can always do this in post-production. You can actually be looking at your actual information that you're looking up, and then you can have this picture go across that information just in case you don't want to actually show it, and just have your viewers looking at just one picture while you're looking at the data that you're reading about. All right, so that is the end of the lesson. Hope this brought you to a competent level to do your own YouTube videos.
Follow the rich white man.
Exactly, now you're learning. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut. Now in our case, we know who the rich white man is. Stephen Ring.
Who?
Stephen Rain, the hotel billionaire. I saw him on Ricky Tan's boat. When the shooting started, he was way too cool. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. When people
Shalom.